ने गले लगाकर आज याद दिला दिया दोस्ती क्या होती है, मतलब दोबारा से सिखा दिया.
I used to not drink, but some of these guys used to drink, so so the right here is a pretty that I will not drink, and I didn't drink for.
ABS syndrome, huh?
I mean, look, Alap Yadav were defining the good bacha syndrome in my class, right? So Alap, if you use certain words, his ears would go red, and I still remember, I used to do an experiment and see if I say something, that Alap Yadav's ears go red or not. So I remember that, right? So that was like a really fun phase. And then second year, I moved to hostel. That was like its own thing, right? Ragging. How do you rag a senior, right? Because you're in second year, but you still get ragged by juniors, so it's kind of like a really funny situation. So that happened. Vishal and I were really close. Spent a lot of time in his room studying, learning from him. Vishal was really good. Baba outside having kulchas in the afternoon. There's a kulcha guy outside. I think that was a good place to go. ISBT 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Great memories.
Industrial tool, the distinct memory is the Kali teacher. I don't know if anybody else remembers, right? Bangalore, where we had this laser show. And हमने बोला पूरा भर जाता है तो चार में जाके बैठे कि फर्स्ट टेबल पे and then पैसे होते नहीं थे तो we take one yeah, we are sitting there for 4 hours and then he's in Kali t-shirt.
No, we were told by someone that these guys, when you have enough, these guys will do something in their village. So we are taking tab.
Yeah, so we are taking tab and basically the bill comes and it's wrong. And Amit gets angry at the server and gives you a tip. You step out just to know you are the boxer. So, but बहुत fun later, that was good time. Again, Hugs was another place where basically go out there, get a bit drunk, and then he had to attend the class too after that. तो बेचारा प्रोफेसर पढ़ा रहा है और प्रोफेसर ड्राइविंग.
मुझे तो आई थिंक छोले कुलचे सबसे ज़्यादा अच्छा लगा जो डीसी के बाहर मिलते थे और उस एरिया में मिलते थे, वहाँ का खाना आई थिंक सबसे ज़्यादा याद है. रैगिंग में ऐसा कोई इंसिडेंट याद नहीं, पर आई थिंक आई प्रपोज टू लॉट ऑफ पीपल. आई थिंक सीनियर्स मेड मी प्रपोज टू a lot of girls in
lot of girls.
That's a lot to know. तो वही याद है. और अभी मॉर्निंग शो की बात हुई. मॉर्निंग शो में हिंदी पिक्चरें कब से लगती थी? जितना मुझे याद है मुझे तो इंग्लिश पिक्चर नहीं याद है.
So I was called professor. Normally मेरा बैग से रहता है, तो मैं खींच रहा हूँ, मम्मी पीछे से खींच रहा है. तो मैडम पूछती है what is happening here? तो मैं मेरा बैग खींच रहा है कोई. वो वही कह बैग किसे चाहिए, सिर्फ खाना चाहिए. Those things and some other funny incidents. I used to go by bus to Gaurang, and there was one time there was a prohibition, so no liquor you could take back and forth. So somebody next to me, he was carrying liquor and he slipped it under my bag when the thing happened. Fortunately, nobody opened my bag. So, but when I opened it, I found the liquor on the ground.
As many of you may know me as J. Kamal from
Everybody knows you are top of the class.
I also have that dubious distinction. Yes. College memories start with day one of ragging, obviously. Right? So I was this scrawny kid, came in the first day. I was never well built. I was even scrawnier than like. So, but I somehow had this delusion of grandeur, like I could stand up to the seniors and stuff. So The first day I came, the first time I came, 4 of them called me, oh, Aja, Biche, Aja, too pressure hai, Pacha hai, Aja. So they were very kind to me. So I was like, okay, let's go. And so then they started to, drag me and tell me to do things, which I thought was, why should they tell me to do things? Right? So I said, "Main nahi karunga." Right? That was my first. I said, "Mujhe nahi karna." So, that was my initiation into ragging, where I got beaten up severely. These guys gave me a couple of, slaps and said, they were like, oh, acha, you nahi karega, just like, oh my God, I finally found one that I can hit. So that's what they did. And then they made me do stuff like, so I'll give you the more recent version. They found a bunch of guys who were a little bit heavy set, had a belly and stuff like that. And then told me that you have to go to each one of them and say, Bhai Sahab, aap itne roly poly kyun ho? So I had to go to about five of them before, I was starting to get beaten up on the other side. So they mercifully made me.
Kamal, this is very graphic.
Very graphic. But the second time we got beaten, we were beaten as a group. And Shakti knows this. So we were first years and we were all into cricket, as all good Indian boys are supposed to be. So, and Jassi, not his Jassi, but our Jassi was our captain. So we were all playing cricket in the ground in the middle of the campus. And this 4th year senior who had connections to bad groups came to us and said, I also want to play. And Jassi went and said, nahi bhaiya, hum log khel rahe hain, ab mein. And wo bat or ball leke chala. This guy took the bat and ball and went. So then we all formed a conference. What do we do now? And some of the hostelers knew this guy and said, hey, you should not deal with it. But Jassi was our fearless captain. He said, there is no way. We have to go get the bat. So hum log sare, police log gaye and he snatched the bat and ball out of his hand. He called a bunch of his guys and really kicked the shit out of them. This was in the first week. So these are, we laugh at it now. It was very scary back then, but it was fun. Fun to spend it. The first year we got beaten up quite a lot. These guys won't say it. They all gave you the. But the other good memory is, in DCE, as you know, sorry, we did not have a lot of clothes. Which, for all of us, even though they won't admit it, was a big disappointment. It was easy for me to take a bus to Ashram Chowk and another bus to Kashmir. Straightforward. But no, I did not do that. So I used to take a bus to Sanka Vihar. And wait 30 minutes for the university session. Which had a lot of variety of, to have an enjoyable ride to college. Then take another bus to Kashmiri Gate to just reach just in time for our class. But I never missed a class. So I planned well ahead.
I'm in EC 97, look, I've lived in Saratoga. I've got 2 kids. One is a junior, and the other one is too much. The other one is a middle schooler. So the first memory I remember, I was at this college. So I think my name gets me a lot of attention. So I get there and the senior's like, what's your name? I'm like, Shakti. He's like, what's the full name? Shakti Singh Thakur. So subsequently I started to kind of speak like just the first name, and then it's like Shakti. He's like, what's your full name? So I got really ragged because of my name. So I was always worried about pronouncing my full name at school. My memories are a little bit of a blur. I was a day scholar, and I recall. So my dad passed away in first year. So what I was doing was, I was kind of handling his talks, and I would always carry this Economic Times newspaper with me, and I was always looking at stocks and rarely study. I would look at my computer science guys, and I'm like, what the hell are these guys doing? Always in the classes, and I'd miss out a lot. I remember, a lot of cricket. We were with Jussie, who was our captain. So we would go to all these cricket games at NAMC and some of the other places. We do a lot of that. I I remember the industrial tour, which was super fun for us, going to South and Goa and what have you. What's my passion? Look, at this point, you know, kids are grown up, so my passion is my dog. I talk to my dog more than I talk to my kids at this point.
What about your wife?
What's that? Don't say it loud.
Yeah. 97. Ragging, you know, I remember one incident. That was actually when we were in second year. I don't know if Neeraj remembers. So, you know, there was ragging, but there was also this attempt by teachers to stop it from happening, right? So I remember we got caught, like when we were seniors. And especially like Neeraj, I think I asked him, like, why do you get caught? He, and he says, when the teacher walked in, the girls were just dancing, so I couldn't just help it. I think he got into trouble because of that. College memories, you know, as Shakti said, most of our memories, at least for the electronics guys, are around cricket. I mean, I look back, I think most of the time we just went to college and we start playing. And I don't know if you guys remember, you know, we had this ground in the middle and then we had this tennis court. And we had this tennis court where people would play cricket. Yeah. You know? No, it was a tennis court, but no one actually played tennis on it.
The opposite side was tennis court.
Yeah. And you know, the reason I remember is, so as I said, right, just see, he was a player captain. He would select the team and those people would play there. And the rest of the class, they would play on the tennis court. Because he just didn't select them. But most of our electronic class, I think all they did was play. And then right before the exam, they would go photo state some, they know that photo stat that you can barely read, and somehow we also studied. So I'm amazed at how little we studied actually, like in the 4 years. And our computer lab wasn't, you know, I don't know how many of you remember, that one lab that, I don't know how many times we actually went there.
Do you remember those?
Oh, I remember one of them. I would rather not say it. It becomes the teacher, I guess, right?
One was teacher and one was the AC.
Yes, yeah.
That's why the EC guys used to want to computer lab.
The other memory, yeah, I think the college tour was pretty good. You know, it's supposed to be an industrial tour. I don't think we visited any industry. And we made a tour like Bombay, Goa, like we pretty much, you know, we had a lot of fun in the industrial tour. Other than that, yeah, I think a lot of people are painting a rosy picture. I mean, you know, when we were in DC, it wasn't as rosy with the girls, I can tell you that. And some of you might remember that there was an article that someone wrote in the newspaper at that time. I remember the heading. There was this article when we were maybe in second or third year, and he published an article like no one loves a DCI. And that was, you know, a DCI. So he kind of
says that.
Looking back 25 years ago, like, what was different for me? You know, so I was the hostler. I think I'm not sure how many Vishnu is there, but not many. But that was the first time I ever stepped out of my house. Like, you know, till 12, I was always with my family. Came to a hostel and I realized that there also you have many different layers of people. Like if you look at Bhavesh, like he was living outside for many years before he came to DCE. So I went through my own ragging for that part, you know, so how to deal with people, how to manage that. So that was a good learning experience. I'll share some anecdotes for that too. Right, then second part was more around just adjusting to the hostel life. So what a hostel life looked like. You know, so normally you shouldn't be found studying. Like it was supposed to be you are a kira if you study. Right? So the way we used to study is like cover all windows, everything, so that it always looks dark. And then sleep and wake up, or wake up at midnight and then study so that nobody sees you studying. And what normally used to happen, so you have like tournaments happening. So there's a cricket match happening at 1 o'clock in the morning. So like the way the hostel was arranged, there was like a common courtyard and there were rooms around it. In that place you had like a badminton tournament, a cricket tournament, all kinds of stuff going on, and like there was activity till early morning most days. So except exam time, and you will see some. And then second, like whenever the electricity or anything will go out, that used to be a fun yelling match across the different parts or like different folks in there. So those were some. I still remember one very vivid, that one morning I woke up and I saw lots of glasses and everything broken everywhere, and I was wondering what happened. And I learned that a night before they had, and this was the final year when we already had jobs and we were graduating, like there was, somebody had made a cocktail and it was a little too much, I think, alcohol in there, and people vomited and they really lost their sense and they broke lots of windows and everything. So I was like, that was like, because I have seen a lot of it, but that was at a different level, right? So that I still remember. Other common sight that you'll see, like few people are being carried from ISPT to hostel because they drank a lot and just were lying waste outside and somebody had to go and spit something. So those were some of the
fun memories. I was a day scholar, so I didn't have such exciting life of bragging and hostel. In fact, I have been only to hostel a couple of times. One of the times I remember going to Vishnu's room after coming from Chobada or some place where we went to. I was not in a position to go back to home, so I just crashed in his room for a couple of hours. Yeah, that's when I saw like the interesting graffitis and all. It's a different world altogether. Inside is very different than what you see from outside. Yeah, so trip was fun. I think we talked about the industrial tour. One thing that I recall, I don't know, that was not part of the trip. I don't know who else had gone. We went to Nainital or Jim Corbett. There was this place, Hikala. It's a kind of one of the top areas up there, and you're supposed to, switch off lights after 6 or 7 o'clock, because it's not allowed for you to kind of even move out of your room, because tigers could actually be there outside. So we were there, and I really don't remember who else was there. But yeah, so and then we had drinks, and then at that time, even we got high. So we just went out, and the grass was like this high. It was moonlit. The whole area was nicely lit, so we could see. I think we would have actually marched like half a kilometer or something in the grassland, and then suddenly there was some movement. Then we all kind of freaked out that something is there, and it turned out probably there was some wild boars still. We came back. So that was fun. Outside of that, I think it's been fun years. Still remember the lab, com science lab. We would go there. Only time maybe I would have studied is before getting into college, because I would have thought when I got into college is tough. But I think it just breezed through. It was.
Thank you, sir. So today I'm representing a lot of people. If it were not for me, this would be batch of 97 COE and DCE.
And ICE, yeah.
And I see a lot of familiar faces. I don't think I've interacted. I might have interacted with a lot of you during college, but I'm glad that I came today. अच्छे लोग हो तुम. मेरी उम्मीदों से ज़्यादा अच्छी नहीं.
Surprisingly, कोई mechanical production कोई भी नहीं है. Like shocking.
Say again? Neogi in Chicago, yes. But yeah, quite a few familiar faces. I was a day scholar, but I used to take the Janakpuri U special. So how many people in Janakpuri U special? Yeah, Rahul, Jitin, and
Rajiv.
So there's some intersection of our memories.
Janakpuri U special.
A few memories. Janakpuri special people will recognize this. Our bus used to take this weird route that it used to take a long U-turn in Old Delhi, right? So what we used to do is we used to get a person down at the beginning of this long U-turn to get samosas from the shop across the street. And then this bus would come around and this guy would come back with samosas and we would all have samosas. And I remember, I think it was Rajiv who was, put down to get samosa, and then the bus decided to take a different turn. And never came back. And then Raju, I think, just went with samosas to his home after waiting I don't know how long. The other thing that I remember about college is not getting educated, right?
Exactly.
Not studying at all. I mean, some of us cracked this and didn't tell everyone about it, but it was like you are required to study 1 week before minors and 2 weeks before majors, right? And there used to be long queue for Photoshop. And thank God to those people who used to study with their windows closed, because they used to make all the notes and used to make all the photographs. So yeah, fun times. The other thing that I remember that DC people might relate is the library ladies, and they were like these Jatni ladies who used to man the DC libraries, and you would go to them to ask question कि मैम ये कब से मिलेगी book या क्या होगा? So their standard response used to be notice नहीं पढ़ेगा. You're supposed to read the notice and don't bother them. So we are brand new empty nesters. So we are in a little bit of a Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara phase. We dropped our son to college and then we went on a road trip immediately. So if you are planning anything fun, feel free to do it. Thank you.
008. सब लोग बोल रहे थे साला बोल क्या रहा है? जितिन भंडारी. That's what I'm known as. Man. Oh my God, where do I start, where do I finish? एक थीम तो तुम लोगों को पता चल गया होगा कि इंडस्ट्रियल टूर was the theme for making Boys to Men. That was the whole theme behind the industrial tour. ये common theme तुमको निकल गया था. Yeah. तो शुरू करते हैं इंडस्ट्रियल टूर से ही. मुझे याद है कुछ हम लोग जो पीना पसंद करते थे. मैं तो खाम खा मेरे साथ कुछ ऐसे लोग थे जो पीना पसंद करते थे. और IIT पवई मुंबई की बात है. और देखा मैंने जैसे IIT पवई बोला अमित का सहेला. 9:30-10 बजे के बाद दारू ढूंढ रहे हैं कुछ लोग हैं. Landed up being in a bar. Before we know it, भैया जहाँ हम पहुँचे हैं वो तो एक अच्छी खासी चांदनी बार है. और उसके बाद interesting spaces, colors, and what happened in the night was fun. So that was one. I remember industrial tours में अपना वो lab assistant हुआ करता था दाढ़ी वाला डॉक्टर कुमार और डॉक्टर कौन था अपना. And he would always worry. I still remember Goa में on the beach, and I was always excited. I don't know why. I was always high. I was always hyper, and I was never drinking actually. And भाई को ये लग रहा था कि मैंने फैनी बहुत चढ़ाई है. So he was always thinking, oh अगले morning आकर मेरे को corner कर रहा है and all of that. So that was interesting. But I just go back to the college memories. मुझे अच्छी तरह याद है. I mean अभी हम digital twins की बात करते हैं. 20 साल पहले Naran and Kamal were the digital twins of the DCE. भाई लोग दोनों साथ में compete कर रहे हैं. कौन first आएगा, कौन second. Kamal, hostel memories are through the windows of Sina and Vishnu. Vishnu के कमरे में, Sina के कमरे में. दोनों तरफ east और west. हाँ और हमारा नेता कैसा हो, भावेश गर्ग जैसा हो. 3rd year भावेश भैया यहाँ नहीं है अभी, बट उन लोगों ने कोशिश करी प्रेसिडेंट बनने की और हम लोग सब पीछे. IEEE के टाइम्स, नेतागिरी के टाइम्स, फैशनगिरी के टाइम्स, दारूबाजी के टाइम्स. I still remember Saturday. किसी को याद है कि विजिटिंग प्रोफेसर आता था सरदार C-Rod से. हाँ सैटरडे को एक लेक्चर हो रहा है आफ्टरनून में. एंड बहुत सीरियस लेक्चर हो रहा है कम्युनिकेशन पे. 3rd year है, चल रहा है भाई. कोई आउटसाइड विजिटिंग लेक्चर आया, सब बैठे हुए हैं. अनुपमा एज यूजुअल सोहित से बात करने लगी है साइड में, कुछ विस्पर कर रही है. सरदार को लग गया पर्सनली. सरदार बोलता है यू गेट समथिंग इम्पोर्टेंट टू टॉक, यू कैन प्रॉब्ली गो आउट. अनुपमा खड़ी होती है, फिर उसके बाद सोहित खड़ा होता है, फिर उसके बाद मैं खड़ा होता हूँ, फिर शर्मा खड़ा होता है, फिर अमित खड़ा होता है। इन नेक्स्ट 3 मिनट पांचों के बाहर So I still remember that episode. Cut to, we were the famous Thugs Bar. किसी को अगर पता हो तो अपना दरियागंज में सेकंड लेवल पे चोर बाजार था, उसके ऊपर वाले पे ठग्स बार था। ठग्स बार पे आप वॉक इन करो, बिग पोस्टर ऑफ अमरीशपुरी, ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट। उसके बाद जाओ तो सदाशिव अमृतपुरकर, फिर उसके बाद that was the visual I have. मुझे क्यों याद है? मुझे क्यों याद है? क्योंकि मैं दारू नहीं पी रहा। मेरे साथ बाकी सब 11:30 बजे, इतना मुफलिस क्राउड था वहाँ 11:30 बजे। भाई साहब 11:30 बजे से कोई स्कॉच चढ़ा रहा है, और उसके बाद हम 5 स्टूडेंट वहाँ दरियागंज में पहुँचे। बहुत बहुत बढ़िया मेमोरीज। आई स्टिल रिमेंबर कविराज की मस्ती। बहुत सारे लोगों में अभी भी हलचल है कि मनिका कपूर कहाँ है। भंडारी को सब पता है। तो जिसको कोई इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए मिल सकता है। I had some connections in DIT COE, DCE COE, DCE electrical, कुछ इलेक्ट्रिकल के कुछ लोग थे, पासी किसी को याद है? हाँ बिल्कुल। तो I mean I have a lot of connections। मुझे भी याद है शांडिलिया अपना, we used to make a lot of teaser। एग्जाम से पहले वैभव बहुत वर्कड अप हो जाया करता था, तो वैभव को एग्जाम से पहले अक्सर टीज करना बहुत चलता। वैभव तूने यार वो चैप्टर 7 पे वो साला इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स का वो वाला पीस पढ़ा, एंड देन ही वुड गेट वर्कड अप। साला एग्जाम हो गया है, आने वाला है, और ये भंडारी ने क्या बोल दिया है। So he used to get worked up on that. So all those fun things, I still have fond memories. I've got the human coder here, Amit Khanna. I still remember 4th year, साला अपना पूरा प्रोजेक्ट अकेले बंदे ने टाइप अप किया। We know all of that. 72 hours and Vishnu याद है। ये भाई अभी भी मॉडर्स है। Till today, 25 years into the industry, I still have fond memories of working with Amit. I have very very great respect with Amit, and then one day I feel like something.
मेरा भी बहुत respect. मेरे आगे बैठता था।
So I mean the stories are limitless, talks are limitless, but I've touched everyone. आलम का लाल चेहरा याद रहता है मुझे, कितनी बार वो शाय हो जाता था। I mean उसको जस्ट आलम और मनिका को एक साथ एक सेंटेंस में भी बोल दो आलम का पता नहीं क्यों बट हो जाता था। So all sorts of things. Sohit का simple attitude about life, never carefree, never care, never bother about marks, but somehow bhai would do some fera, and he is one of the smartest students out there.
So when I saw, we had literally 3 or 4 girls in whole batch.
8 थी। 8 लड़कियाँ।
Maybe 4 were worth looking at. I went on self-destructing path. I was topper in my high school. I decided I will never study now. I let Kamal, Nitin, go ahead. So, jokes apart, yeah, we had a lot of fun. A few memories I have is, as I said, I was with the group of people who believe having fun in life, not study throughout the semester. So I remember like photocopying, lot of photocopying. We used to go to Chimney and get her notes and photocopy day and night 2 weeks before exam. Another thing I remember is one Viva, okay? Microwave class. So he asked me, okay, how microwave works? What's the source of energy? I said petrol. That's one thing.
That was the future of our country at that time. Petrol.
I never saw microwave, okay? That's why I think it was with some.
Who was that one who said motor कैसे work करती है? And the answer was
No, nobody actually. It's just a joke. We just made it up. Yeah, it's a joke. There was one guy in electrical, correct? Who used to say, "Have you been by word?"
In terms of memories, sorry, एक तो संदीप गुप्ता इधर है, तो IEEE की memories. एक नीरज इधर है, तो इधर कैंटीन में एक बार नीरज से शर्त लगाई थी कि भाई कोई केचप की पूरी बॉटल पी सकता है, और नीरज ने पी ली। तो नीरज ने पूरी की पूरी तीसरी एक बार और फिर नीरज किया कि हम क्लास से नीरज और 2-4 लड़के गायब थे, तो उन्होंने किसी फ्रेशर को बिठा दिया था अटेंडेंस के लिए। तो जैसे प्रोफेसर ने पूछा भाई नीरज शर्मा, तो किसी लड़के ने हाथ उठाया तो हम सब हंसने लग गए। तो that was a bad giveaway.
My fondest memories of college, I think, is even though I'm from electronics batch, I used to hang out with instrumentation, and mainly because they used to find the empty halls and empty rooms to play Pati. So I still remember Bakshi and Raghav and Rajiv and just hanging out with them, doing Pati in every other classroom. I think I feel like I graduated learning more about Pati than actually anything else. So that was definitely one of the fond memories. The other thing from the industrial tour that I still remember, I never used to drink that time, but when we were in the NASA bar, I ordered Coke. Everybody was drinking beer. The beer was 17 rupees and the Coke was 19. And it hit me, like, what the hell? Yeah. So, and then I of course, in the industrial trip I didn't, but came back and I looked back on it and I started drinking. And then when I started drinking, all the instrumentation guys used to go, to the Yamuna River to drink chang. I don't know if you guys remember that.
It's called Vishnu ka Teela.
Vishnu ka Teela, yeah. So it's when you see the news the next day in the morning that 30 people died because of the consumption of methane. Right? It's one of those things, yeah. There's definitely a lot of fond memories. The Janapuri special is definitely something I used to look forward to every morning to get on.
A lot of fond memories in college. I think for ragging, DIT was actually my 5th college. I started in Rangers, went to Hindu, Jamia Millia Islamia, DC and then finally DIT, and then I always used specials, a lot of ragging there. One thing that kind of still I remember in DC ragging is when I met a group of these kind of cool seniors, and they asked me, "Tu yahan padhne to nahi aaya na?" I said, "Oh, I was thinking, what should I answer? Because I thought it's in reputed engineering college and I have to get to study." I said, I was thinking, कहते हैं, देख भाई job तो तुझे मिल जाएगी, enjoy कर. And that kind of defined my 4 years there. I had a lot of memories, hanging out in the canteen, which we now call as cafeteria, with a group of friends, having fun, including making fun of a lot of people, and then planning what we do that evening. Is it going to be a movie outing? Are we going to go to some college festivals? I think we went to pretty much all the college festivals around Delhi. And one day I remember, a lot of times I would drive. One day I forgot that I had brought my car, and I was at this LHMC festival up until like 3 a.m. and then suddenly realizing that how do I get home? So I remember walking from LHMC in Connaught Place to my home in Nizamabad, which is about 4 miles at 3 a.m. So a lot of
97 COE 003. You sit behind me. I was a day scholar, so I didn't have so many events. But I remember the first insight that I had in the college was how intelligent monkeys were there. Right? They used to open the tap, drink water, and then after that close the tap. Alam was telling about fighting with the monkey for his lunch. I had a similar episode. I was in mechanical building, top floor, and I used to come early. And when I looked back, I saw a monkey was eating my lunch, and I don't know why. I wanted to get my lunch back, and that monkey went out of the room, and I started chasing him. I don't know why. I should have let him eat the lunch. Realizing that I am chasing him, he dropped the lunch, peed on it, and then left. Very intelligent monkey. The other thing that I remember was, there was only one morning show that I went. There used to be Sumit Pandey, I don't know, from electronics. So he was, you should come. At least for one movie, I remember I went there. And 15 minutes into the movie, we saw a very old person huffing and puffing, coming inside, and his first question was, "Mera koi scene to nahi nikal gaya?" But nothing happened in that movie. It was a waste of money. Other than that, I remember one episode in civil engineering building, we were locked out. I used to be heavy at that time, and everyone was jumping from the first floor. And I was wondering, okay, when I will jump, will I break my leg? And then I saw Anupama jump from there. And it was my motivation. I also jumped after. A lot of good memories, I know, photocopying. Alam used to tell us about state transport, jokes. One joke, I don't know whether it was joke or reality, one I still remember was, there was this conductor in the state transport, and a lady came to him and asked, "Bhai sahab, aap hi ticket baante hain?" And he said, "No, barfi baatu khayegi."
So my favorite memory, amongst many, was the time we went. So I had the unique distinction of having been in 3 campuses there. So I studied my first year at DCE, first semester at DCE, then I went to DIT, and then of course DIT got its new campus. So when we went to the new campus, we had to do a bonfire there. And you can't really light a fire there. So the thing was, we were in our 3rd year or 4th year then, right? In the new campus.
Fourth year.
So, of course, we were engineers, or at least we thought we were engineers. So, the engineers had to come up with a way to light a bonfire there. So all the woodwork that was in the campus that day, in the hostel, disappeared. And that really was my favorite memory there. Yeah, other than that, we spent, I got my first computer assembled thanks to Anupama, there.
I think DCE COE में सब जानते हैं, because that's, we had a small class of 19 people, and amazing memories, मेरी सबसे अच्छी memory है professors को देखना जब class खत्म होने वाली थी, and as soon as they looked at me, I looked at my watch, बस खत्म, go. So that was one of the memories, and generally I think there were a lot of bachchas in our class, so I remember everyone used to study very hard, and we missed Chanchal Masija, I remember him, really good guy, and it was just all the NG Fest, I think because none of the professors used to teach and teach. So I don't know if you went to Kudo board, one time I decided, I think it was 3rd year, that I'm done with no studying. So I went to the principal, the now name was principal. Vishal. Yes. So I went to him there on DCE and I said, "Sir, आपकी teacher पढ़ाती नहीं है." उसने अपना briefcase खोला, कैमरा निकाला और मेरी फोटो ली। तो पहले बच्चे वो जो आए वो कंप्लेन करने के टीचर्स भी पढ़ाती है, तो he literally looked at picture and said job. So that's my memory. I think हमें कभी कोई टीचर नहीं पढ़ाती, and I don't know. I think it was just the students. I think we were so competitive amongst each other that I think हमारा कुछ तो हो गया लाइफ में. That was nice, and yeah, the NG Fest, and I remember playing fictionally. Board के इस side noun है, इस side board में, इस side कुछ और है. So that's how we used to play, and we used to win in all the engineering festivals. So I think that's about it. Thank you everyone for coming.